Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, thank you for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Germ, and let's talk about some Superman. That's right, I watched the new Superman movie that came out this year recently, and I decided I wanted to talk about that. As you may or may not know, I am a big DC fan, and I am pretty much my favorite superhero is Superman. So for me, this was a movie that I was super excited to see. I was really geeked to watch it. Superhero movies are sort of a thing that has been sort of getting played out just due to the frequency and the repetitiveness of seeing it like a couple every year. So I didn't necessarily go into this one thinking it was going to be a world changer, that I was going to love it, but I walked away very happy. At 2 hours in, it's not overly long, but the movie just does a really good job. It really captures the feel of what Superman is supposed to be about. Like Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a really good movie in my opinion. I really did enjoy it. I liked Zack Snyder's vision and what he was going for, but after watching this movie, I really do feel like this is the way the Superman is supposed to be. Superman, the reason why Superman is such a good superhero and why people gravitate towards him is because he represents hope. He represents the best of us, even if he is an alien and the motherfucker's not from Earth. And I know some people don't like, they get tired of the campiness, they get tired of the cliche, and sort of he represents a lot of just other shit. When you take away all the extra meanings that Superman can get applied, that get based off other people, and you really just focus on what he himself is supposed to represent. Again, that hope, that striving to be the best version of ourselves at all times, and just everything, all the other good and positive attributes that are really attributed to him. That's what I love him, and that's what this movie did a good job of just like showcasing. It wasn't an origin story. It's not like you see the whole Clark Kent growing up, having to just come to terms with his power. And it doesn't start by just showing him just like kicking ass everything. It starts with him basically being in the middle of getting his ass whooped, which I actually was a little weird at first, but the more the movie went on, I think that did a good job. This was the most human a Superman has seen in a movie that I've seen. I never saw the original ones. I did not see Superman 1 through 5. I did not see Superman Returns all the way compared to Man of Steel, which I hate to have to continuously bring up this movie when talking about that one, but it is really they're two pretty much two case studies and they're two different approaches to this character. In that one, Superman is more brooding, he's more unsure of himself almost, and again, he kills a motherfucker. This Superman, that doesn't even feel possible. He is emotional, he is vulnerable, he's human. Like I hate to quote him in that little sappy speech he gave at the end, but he really is human in this one. And I just think that David Corenswet, I think that that's how you pronounce his name, did a really good job with the character. I'm excited to see how he is going to portray him going forward. Because his Superman, and I was talking about it with some other people. Some people don't. Some I actually was talking with someone who didn't like this Superman because they said he wasn't big enough, he wasn't intimidating, and he just when you're going from Henry Cavill to this guy, there is a very noticeable difference. One guy, and even in the way that they shoot the movie and that they sort of show him in the scenes, Henry Cavill and his Superman felt like that's a big motherfucker. That's a unit. That is an alien force that will fuck us up. This Superman feels like a regular guy who just happens to have powers that Superman does. And I can't go on enough about that. I really did enjoy his Superman. I enjoyed everything they did with it. And I'm excited to see where they go, what they do with it going forward. When it comes to other characters, though, Lois Lane, I think, did a decent enough job. I got to get used to her. I'm not necessarily I've never really been into Superman when it comes to his love interest, so I'm not necessarily familiar with Lois Lane as a character that much, but I think that she did a good job. She handled her well, and she felt like a real reporter. Like that scene with her interviewing Superman, I was getting pissed off for Superman. So I think she did a really good job of just portraying what Lois Lane really is. I like Jimmy Olsen. I thought he was pretty funny. Lex Luthor, he was a little just I don't know what it was about the Lex Luthor character that I just wasn't feeling. I think he did a great job and a good enough performance. But I always just feel like Lex Luthor for me, I feel like we've gotten into this habit of like casting him as he seems more geeky than just an egotistical just asshole, if that makes sense. I'm used to Lex Luthor from the animated series and from the Justice League where he just had more presence and more aura. It doesn't feel like the Lex Luthors that I've seen in this one, that I saw in Batman v Superman. None of these Lex Luthors have really hit the way I feel like they're supposed to. But that is just me. That's my opinion. Other than that, though, the other superheroes that they showed in here, the metahumans, the guy who played Guy Gardner did a really good job. I feel like he was very entertaining as just a fucking asshole, egotistical Green Lantern. Hawk Girl was fucking fire. I fuck with Hawk Girl. I liked it. I'm excited to see more of her and and the other heroes in the future. Mr. fucking Terrific, the coolest fucking superhero that I've seen in a movie, just like debuted, a lesser known superhero debuting in a movie in a long, long time. That man was out there fucking shit up. He's got one of the coolest power sets that I've seen. They did a good job of adding in jokes, or adding in a lot of good comedic timing with him. But at the same time, he just felt like a real badass. So I'm excited to see a show about him or do something like. I really got to praise James Gunn because he did a good job of showing off some lesser known heroes and really giving them some presence in a spotlight to shine. Overall, if I have to give this movie a grade, I'm definitely going to have to give it a B plus, A minus. I really think that he did a good job of establishing the DCEU. Like I said, all the other characters that are in there. I like the scene where Superman is literally just relaxing or just being a recluse in his apartment, and you've got Lois Lane over there asking him like, are you gonna go help with the shit that's going on in the background? Because you've got a fucking giant monster fighting Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific in them, and it just does a very nice job of making sure you understand this is Superman's movie. This is his story right now, but there's so much more going on. Before I had even seen the movie, I had already seen references over the months to seeing stuff about Gotham and little Batman references. So I'm definitely excited for what the future of the DCEU is going to hold. I'm really ready to get into it. I think that they are in a good position now that Marvel is pretty much after Secret Wars and after these next two Avengers movies, they're pretty much looking like they're going to be going for a good reboot. So this is a good chance for them to, while they are going through that transition phase right now and climaxing everything, go in there, get yourself a nice foundation laid, which I feel like Superman was. Superman is a great foundation for your future universe. Now is the time, and I know that they've already announced the sequel, or it might not be a sequel, the next movie, Man of Tomorrow. Now is a really good time. Introduce some more of the core Justice League members. Let's see some of them. I'm not saying let's do another Batman v Superman again. I'm not, please don't do that. Make it again. Focus on one character. Now's the time to do your Iron Man 2. One thing they did good in the MCU after they had the success of Iron Man, with the sequel, they introduced Black Widow. They had Samuel L. Jackson come in and sort of elaborate on the Avengers initiative. They did a lot of things to, like I said, set up that universe. And now I feel like they're in a good position to do that with the DCEU. Um, I was trying to go all episode without saying and look at me. Look at what I did. But that is all that I have for y'all on this one. I just really wanted to get in and review this one. Love the movie. I think it's a good movie that everybody should watch. If you are not a fan of, if you're more of a Batman type of person, I understand it. But with the way the world is right now, I just really like that hopefulness that this movie gives off. It's a very good, positive, feel good vibe in a fucking time where everything is negative, gloomy, and motherfuckers just trying to just like it's like that's the end thing, is to just be all like brooding and sad. We need some happiness, we need some joy, we need some positivity, and I feel like this movie did a real good job with that. So go ahead, go see it. Go do yourself a favor, go get some popcorn, get some shit, and go watch Superman kick some ass. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic, though. I am your host Jerm, and I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Continue to be good people, drink water, tell your friends and your family that you love.